years. And today I have my special guest. He is a podcast host too, like me, and believing in his advocacy that growing through what I go through. No other than Mr. Kavi, the dreamer.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fabulous, fabulous, Mr. Kavi. And can you please introduce more about yourself? And welcome to Book 101 Review.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here. Hello, everybody. I go by Kevy the Dreamer. My name is Kevin. You can call me Kevy. I am a podcast host. I am a self-empowerment creative. I am an R&B singer. I do a little bit of everything. I just love to make people smile and feel better. And if I can make you laugh, that's even better. I just believe that life is dark enough and we can just give some kindness to each other and it'll be a little easier. Um, that's my philosophy in life.
Mr. Kavi the Dreamer, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. And today, let's talk about reclaiming your power after burnout and setbacks.
Yes.
What does reclaiming your power specifically mean in the context of burnout or major setbacks? How is differently from simply recovering?
Yeah. So life is hard for everybody. There's no way to avoid that. Even the most, influential people in the world, we all go through something. We all have something we have to overcome. Specifically, when it comes to burnout, um, I have been a nurse for the past 15 years, so I'm always taking care of other people. So I got burnout pretty early in my career, but I've kept going because you have to feed yourself, you have to feed your family, you have to live. So reclaiming my power for me has meant realizing that I am first and foremost a vessel of God. I'm a child of God. I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and He just makes my life easier, even though it is difficult. Learning how to love myself, learning how to believe that I am worthy of great things, and believing that I'm worthy of anything really has been something that's been difficult. But when you start to just realize and understand that we all come from something great and greater than us, um, we are all worthy because we are children of God. So um, it's been a journey. Reclaiming my power is really just every day myself, just literally just telling myself out loud, you can do this, you are worthy, looking in the mirror and not critiquing everything that I hate or not wishing that I was something else or putting myself down in some way. So it's been a journey that I'm still going through day by day.
Truly, we are the children of God. Why is growth, not just healing or survival, a crucial part of truly overcoming burnout and setbacks? What becomes possible when we frame it this way?
Yeah. Again, we all, we're human. So if you're living life the right way, you should. I don't want to judge people because it's more easier and it's more comfortable to kind of stay in one place. But if you're wanting to change and to grow, you're inevitably going to go through changes, and with changes comes growth. So when it comes to just, again, just aligning with yourself, looking within yourself, and really just asking yourself, who am I? What do I want to achieve? When you close your eyes and you see the highest version of yourself and your ultimate dream that you probably have dreamt since you were a child. Um, I believe that we all have some light within us, and it's basically just overcoming. We're all going to go through some kind of setback or some kind of maybe not necessarily burnout, but something that'll put us back from where we thought we were going to be. There's a quote that I love. It says basically that you tell God your plans and He's going to laugh, because we plan out things and they never go usually according to our plans. But you just have to keep going and you just have to believe in yourself. I think everything starts within ourself. Um, it starts within us. There's something in there that's guiding us. And yeah, sorry, I kind of rambled a little bit. My apologies.
No worries at all. No worries. And people, believe in yourself and believe in God first, because God have a perfect plan for you. What you're thinking is better than what God gives you, will
Amen.
give you. And amen for that. So, how does growing through differ from just being resilient? Does it involve a deeper transformation of identity or purpose?
Yeah, with growth, you are going to, you're not going to be able to stay in the same place that you once were. You are going to have to be a little uncomfortable. You are going to have to go through things that are going to be difficult for you. But what's on the other side of that is well worth it. And the beauty, honestly, is not even always in what we see at the quote unquote finish line or what we're trying to achieve. A lot of the beauty is day by day in the journey and just kind of looking back and thinking, wow, I can't believe that I started here. And now look how far I've come. I may not be where I want to be yet, but I'm closer than I've ever been. And it's just kind of a reminder that you have to tell yourself daily. You have to check in with yourself and just really just not beat yourself up, which is something that I definitely struggle with. But being resilient it's a superpower. Sometimes resilience can look like having moments where it's quiet, or having moments where we're tired, or having moments where it's like I don't know how much further I can go. But you just have to take that moment within yourself, and it's okay to rest. You don't have to just keep going and clucking along. You can take a break, you can take a breather, just don't stop. You have to keep going. And you have to just remember what it is that you have your eyes on and what you're trying to get out of life. um, it's just a day by day checking in with yourself.
Mr. Kavi, your implied burnout can be a catalyst. What vital messages about our lives, value, or boundaries might burnout be trying to convey that we often ignore?
That's a good question. Burnout, I think it does teach you kind of what you need to focus on. It's telling you something about yourself, and it may be telling you that what you're going through at this moment, what you're working really hard, and you have this vision, and you think if I can just do this, or if I can just get here, then I can just quote unquote make it. But it's sometimes what we're doing is not what we should be doing, and sometimes where we're at is no longer serving us. So it's a reminder that we maybe need to change a few things. Maybe we need to go about it a different way, or go in a different route. Maybe it's redirecting us, or maybe it's showing us that we need to check in with ourselves and not neglect ourselves. Me as a caregiver, me as a nurse by trade, I'm always thinking about other people. I don't really think about myself, and I don't always take the best care of myself. So learning how to um, give myself self care, and learning how to basically check in with myself again and realize that I'm a little bit empty, and I need to replenish myself um, is a big thing. And I think that things that are uncomfortable, or things that are hard, sometimes they are just saying, "Hey, pay attention to this." It's almost like when you need to get an oil change, like you see that blink engine light. Sometimes the burnout is like our body's blinking, like, "Hey, this needs attention. Let's address this. Let's not keep going until we are on the side of the road and literally can't go any further."
Very well said, Mr. Kevin the Dreamer. Very well said. And one of my favorite character in the Bible is Joseph the Dreamer. It's one of a kind.
That's where my name
And
comes from.
yes, so how does burnout or repeated setbacks often damage our sense of self and agency beyond just exhaustion? How does your approach address this core wound?
Yeah, I mean, burnout again is it's something that it's uncomfortable and it's hard, and it's like, where am I going to go from here? Where am I? Do I even want to keep doing this? Um, it's something that is letting you know that you need to address something, or you need to change something. And it is so easy to give up when you're dealing with burnout, and it's so easy to um, just want to stop altogether and just not do it anymore, just completely kind of go into hermit mode and just go within yourself, and you don't want to go out quote unquote outside anymore, just do anything other than literally survival things. But I believe that we all have a purpose in life. I believe that there is something again within us that we are here to achieve, and you just have to go through what you're going through. And that's literally one of my favorite things that I've learned I didn't create it myself, but it's just something I kind of live by, is growing through what you're going through. Again, going through changes in life, or just going through life in general, you are going to grow through it, because you're going to go through something difficult, and you're not going to come out the same way, because you had to give a part of yourself that maybe you need to leave behind you, or you need to level up from. You need to evolve and become stronger. So it's something that inevitably it's going to come, whether you want it to or not. Like, some people are afraid of change, and maybe you're afraid of growth, but it's something that um, you just have to go through it, literally.
Yes, and seize it, people, because that that setbacks, it can no longer go back to you again, and you need to learn from it so that it will make you better if it in case it will back to you. So,
Absolutely.
Mr. Kevin, as a podcast host and advocating growing through or what I go through, what are your short term and long term goals?
Short term goals for me are, I would love to be kind of in a different place in my life. I would love to not have to work as hard, not have to just constantly be in hustle mode on my 9 to 5. Um, one thing that I'm really working on is having a better relationship with money. I don't want to ever be obsessed with money, but money is something that we need to live. So I would love to be more financially secure. Financial freedom is probably a long term goal for me, and freedom of choice. Being able to do what I want when I want, and having the stability and the means to do that. I would love for my podcast to grow, and I love to just reach people and talk to people. I love to connect and just hear what they're going through. And if I can help in any kind of way, I don't obviously know everything, but I do know a thing or two about being uncomfortable, being depressed, feeling like I'm unworthy. So I would say short term, just becoming stronger, becoming more, I'll use the word resilient, working on just loving myself and knowing that I am enough and I am worthy, and wanting to build not only physical strength, but mental strength, a stronger mind. Long term, I would love to just be in a place of where my discipline and consistency is paid off, and I can enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Indeed, money come to me as Mr. Kevin the Dreamer. And good luck to your goals, and
Thank you.
looking forward for more success to your podcast.
Thank you.
And I hope it will give you revenue soon, as well as my four podcasts giving revenue right now. So please dream big. Yes, dream
Yes,
big.
yes, absolutely.
So, Mr. Kevin, what will be your advice for those people out there? Well, want to be a podcast host.
My advice is, I think a lot of people feel like, one, they don't know where to start, or two, they don't feel like what they have to say is important. And I struggle with this. I struggle with imposter syndrome. I feel like, okay, who am I? There's so many podcasts out here. What makes mine different, or what makes mine special? But I do truly believe this. I do truly believe that if you have something inside of you that's telling you, it's like an idea or a spark or whatever it is, an inspiration, that you think, well, maybe I could start something about this, or maybe we could have a community or communication about this, I think you should do it. I think that in my heart of hearts, I believe that it's God leading you to do that. It could be a part of your purpose. And I think that you should just do it. And it's not so hard. I mean, it's unknown. If you don't, a lot of people probably don't have a background in podcasting. I definitely didn't. Um, and I'll be honest here with you right now. Literally, what made me start my podcast was I heard God's voice tell me podcast, and I thought, podcast. What does that mean? But okay, I'm going to trust you, and I'm going to do it. I think that you should just believe in yourself. You can Google how to start one. You can use, I love ChatGPT, or you can talk to somebody that you love their podcast, or somebody out there that you know that's involved, and just get advice. I love to ask people and to network. And the whole purpose of your show, and I want to tie in, is read a book about it. There's books out there. A book that has really helped me on my journey that I adore. I love an autobiography. I love to read about people, and I love to study kind of how did they make it? How did they do what they do? What did they learn along the way? I love to pick people's brains and just soak in their knowledge. So for me, it was the autobiography Finding Me by Viola Davis. I love that book. I love Viola Davis. If you guys don't know who she is, She's a huge actress. She's probably been in, I don't even know where to even start. She's been in The Help. She's been in Fences. There's a lot of films she's been in, but her story is very empowering. It's very um, inspirational. It's amazing to think about where she came from, where she started at. She wrote about in her book literally being in I want to say it was an apartment with, I mean, just all kind, like a bunch of siblings. I don't remember exactly how many siblings she had. She had a mother and father. They didn't have any kind of air conditioning or heat. They were in there in the summer. They were literally melting, like literally sweating, and they could hear, or Viola, I should say, could hear. She could hear the rats chewing on her bed that she was sleeping on. And I just think that's wow. Just to think about somebody that's is larger than life, like Viola. Like you see her on your TV screen, she's everywhere. She was in How to Get Away with Murder, another big series that she's done, or project, I should say. To think that she went through that and overcame that to get to where she's at, I love to hear stories like that, and I just love to hear people's lessons and what they've overcome.
Yes, people highly recommended the autobiography of Miss Viola. It's one of a kind. You will learn a lot from that book. And thank you for your recommended book, Mister, and of course your advice for our listeners or viewers right now. So, how do social narratives around productivity, success, and pushing through contribute to burnout and make genuine recovery harder?
Absolutely. There's a lot of societal pressure for anybody who, I mean, we all go through it in some way. So when it comes to just overcoming just your life and becoming burnt out with what you're doing, and I use the example of me as a nurse a lot, but the people out here listening, whatever you're doing in your life, you can become burnout. You can become burnout being a mother, being a father, being a caregiver, just constantly doing something that you're not seeing your return on investment. You're putting in all this effort, all this, working so hard, and where is it getting you? I think to overcome that, the societal pressures is you just have to say, I'm an individual. Society tries to lump us into this conglomerate of we're this and we're only this, or we should. It's big with comparison mindset of, well, so and so is younger than you or the same age as you, and look at what they've achieved. You have to just put that out of your mind and just say, you know what, that's not my story, that's not my journey. This is who I am. This is what these are the cards I've been dealt, and this is what I have to overcome. You just really, I feel like I've said it this whole episode, but you just have to check in with yourself. You have to go inside of yourself and just align with what you really want out of life. And you have to give yourself grace. And that's something that I struggle with. And I'm just here to tell you. But we all are doing our best. We're all, even if we couldn't give 5% today, if we didn't have 5% to give, the fact that you even showed up is enough. So give yourself that grace. Forget about what society is expecting you to do or the pressure that they put on us, and just go out there and just do it. Keep going, and don't worry about how long it's taking you or how far it is. You're closer than you've ever been with every step that you take.
Yes, people don't care of people what say about you. And go, go, go. If you have the passion for podcasting, go for it. If you have the passion to write, and share your talents to the world.
Yes.
How is reclaiming power fundamentally linked to establishing radically different boundaries?
You said, how was establishing power? What was the rest of the question?
Fundamentally linked in radically different boundaries.
Mm, that's a deep question. Gosh, I think we said boundaries, correct? I'm sorry, my mind is all
Yes.
over the place. Okay,
No
setting
worries. Go ahead.
you're good. Setting boundaries is, I mean, it's everything. A lot of people, if you're like me, you struggle with that. I am a recovering people pleaser. I'm actively in recovery. I'm still going through it daily. So setting boundaries is of the utmost importance, and it's essential. You have to, if there's something that is bothering you, if there's something that you are uncomfortable with or you don't want to deal with, you have every right. You are the author of your life, literally. So say no. No is a complete sentence. And I think that with boundaries and setting boundaries, you become stronger. And I think that with that strength, you can go even further and you can do even more. And the things that were once difficult become easier and you just become unstoppable eventually.
Definitely. Very well said, Mr. Kevin the beautifully articulated. But before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season as well, comedy 101 in second season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well. Geography 101 in fourth season, and my baby podcast Law 101 and Mental Health 101, Love Letters in third season, and my movie 101 review and Music 101 in fourth season, and Science 101 and Sex 101 in its fourth season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. Mr. Kavi, if you could give someone recovering one simple, sustainable daily practice to cultivate their sense of power and continued growth, what would it be?
I'm going to stick with what I've said this whole time. Check in with yourself, believe in yourself, give yourself grace, and eventually it's going to make sense. It's not always going to make sense every step of the way. And there's going to be times that you don't have the discipline and you don't feel like it. Motivation is fleeting. So you just have to have that belief in yourself. And you just have to know that you're here for a purpose. And if there's something that you want to do in life, do it. Don't waste time. Life is so short. We see that every day. And you're worthy of it. That's the big thing. So many of us think that, who am I to achieve that? Who am I to want to do that? Who am I? But who are you not to? You have every right. You have the license because you are here. You are human. You have a sound body, mind, and soul. So why not? Go out there and do it and keep going. And it's okay to stop. It's okay to rest. Give yourself grace.
Mr. Kevin the Dreamer, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your podcast, your advocacy, or any projects that you're doing right now?
Thank you so much, Daniel. First, I want to say congratulations on your podcast and every other podcast that you have. That's amazing. You are one busy man.
Thank you.
I love the topics. So you can follow me at Kevy the Dreamer, pretty much everywhere. I'm most active on Instagram. Again, I'm an open book. I'm a resource if I can be. My podcast is Cultivation with Kevy, spelled with a K. And it's just basically about cultivating who you want to be, who you in your heart of hearts are, and just believing in yourself, overcoming what we've been through, learning as we grow, all of that beautiful stuff. My website is www.kevythedreamer.com. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. And please continue to support Daniel and his brands.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Kevin the Dreamer, because if you support him, for sure, more and more and more empowering episodes of the podcast itself. For sure, more and more empowering advocacy to come. So, Mr. Kevin, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
More to come, people. See you soon.